Amen. 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 I say to you, truly I tell you, I am Jesus, equal Christ. And whoever believes in me shall not perish. And I tell you now, women, I am not forcing no man to believe me, because you seems like being first. I'm not forcing no man, like your pastors been doing that to you, making up your own lies. You know? I am not shoving lemons to your mouths to accept your God. I am not shoving lemons in your mouth to accept that my name, Jesus Christ, is non-existence. You know, I don't need you to believe me all this. It is your will, and it is your choice. Where does the Jesus names comes or derived from? First, it was derived from the sense of tongues, to keep and refrain from speaking when it's not necessary. When the word Iso or Jesus is derived from the androgenetic metapur, and Christ is derived from the word phosphorus or matches, safety matches, for the kings to get back to heaven when they feel on the side of the abyss. Also a reason why before in Bethlehem, when I saw this going to happen, I'm the one who come down to fetch the fifth element, which is I become the woman who was in the flesh that have traveled to the desert and in your Egypt women. I traveled first to Philippines, and then I traveled because this is where the streams was before. This is the place where the streams was before. And then after that, I have to borrowed another light from my other apostle who is looking after in this earth, for me to take me to Bethlehem. And then Bethlehem, that's where I stayed this for a few days, and then I went to Egypt. You know, I went to Egypt because long time ago, women, I can be seen in the world. Long time ago, I can change into whatever I places. I can change to who I want to test. For I am a deity under the earths, under you called tree. You know, women? So when I traveled to Egypt, I was like a woman lost on the desert with my white, because I need to undergo water sufferings, because I have traveled from hydroelectric energy to form a renewable power of moving water to generate light, Merkaba, which is from the worlds to the worlds unto because on the space, women, this is worlds there is heavens. I cannot touch to the world because the spirits can smell that their gods is here. You know, they can smell me, which is mere, a sense of, you know. So for me to rid off my smell, I have to undergo through, the rugby women, because that's what I did, you know. That's what I did to decide the flesh as frequency that can be touched and can't be touched, which is can be shown and can't be seen. Can be seen and also cannot be seen. In flesh abode a spirit inside of that. You know, a spirit of my man, a spirit of my Hakodesh. You know? Think of this, Michael speaking. Altogether, Jesus' names are made up by us Alena's hairs and sparrow's bones to find the second to 18th elements that can defeat all temples, satanics, maiden, all these women. Satanics, delusions, Nephilims. So Jesus is the skin of serpents, the particles, griefs, lights as PVC's wedding, key spirit, for my men. And I have traveled through by the hydroelectric as energy to form a renewable that uses the power of moving water to generate light. This has been mixed up together to defeat darkness, great evil. Why I become Zion. You know? This is the reason also why I wander around Egypt as a woman, an angel of light, in flesh but spiritually behind to collect the fifth element. Adonai Gabriel found which in heaven, so he told me. We wanted to keep them quiet, so I make me a Corpus Christi. I make me a Corpus Christi, women. I came, but I had to ask my kings and moms, of course, for them to know where I was going. To get, and that was the woman spiritually and in flesh found in the deserted places of Egypt, crying for help in white dress. Because many times before, women, gods and goddesses can do this. We can come down to the earth as humans. You know? We can come down to the earth as humans. We use our powers. You know? Until the Nephilim had make it their own, evil possessed. You know? Waging war. This has been going on. They are what you called until they become one with the Reuben. With the Reuben women, the Reuben. Crying for help in white. You know? I would say one Reuben's blood has been because she becomes a wife of this, but in the end they just break up, you know. So that's the satanic started, women. That's the satanic have started, which I become also in this I would say in this because I really don't want to be in this. I just make myself into like a copy, you know, a copy to defeat them, you know, because I'm the one who works, women, not bothering my father, you know, not bothering my father. When they tell me this, Adona, that's when I go down, you know, that's when I go down, because I'm the one who planted, you know, women. So I was a woman crying for help in a white dress in Jerusalem, you call Bethlehem or Egypt, which is those times when they find the woman, they take them and then they sell them for bid. They bids women, you know, they bids women to become a slave or whatever. You know, in the ancient time, you cannot walk around on your own because they'll take you. But I did that thing purposely. I did that thing purposely, women, so that I'll quote them. I make sure, because women, I have a very long hair when I showed up that time. You know, very long hair and really like I can't literally specifically tell you this because I forbid this, you know. So they sold me into a rich man, and then they feed me, they make me help as a server, and then after a few days they took me, and then they took me off. And then because that time also I was working, so I was making them, they feed me under the table. I will just say this because the rest I cannot, I forbid to say, I forbid to tell you, you know, because there are spirits just listening to me around. So, in flesh, I was working, and spiritually I was waiting for the fifth element to come out. You know, I was waiting for it to come out before they get it, you know, because I can touch, I can see, and I can hold, which is physically too. Like a paper, you can hold it, but no one can see that you're holding it because you can make a spirit and make a copy of it. You got it, women? I can leave you a copy with it, but it's not the truth because the truth is what they see. You know, heavenly. So that means to have that Jesus is, women, you believe in that name, there's no more I can do for you. I am a Kodesh, a deity, Holy Spirit incarnations in the goddesses. Before time, women, there were only gods and goddesses. You know? So, women, as a deity, I came to pick up these elements. I came to pick up these elements. For I am the giver of them that can claim them back to those who claims them that I didn't give it to them, and then they claims that it's theirs. So I come to get it. Just like now, the tax collector is claiming what is supposed to be for my people. That's been claiming by this false prophetess. We are not just working here, but spiritually we are also fighting. You got it, women? This is why I said to you, defeat that demons inside you. This is written in your book. When you are being told by yourself to go and do this and do that, never ever listen, women. Because what is when you are totally cold, you would do something different from the rest. When I called you, don't say to me that I'm cold because I am not. I'm your God. You know, I choose, not chosen. You get it, women? As a deity, women, I'm the giver who can receive what I give. Meaning, women, when somebody claims what is not theirs, I claims it back because it is wrong to claim what is not yours. So, women, the name Jesus Christ is I made spiritually. It was a woman too in Egypt. Androgenetic from hydropolymer carcass. Hydropolymer carcass, which is like, if the time of Jesus, I was mummied inside of that, they mummied me and then they just placed me inside of the tomb. In this end, women, no one touches me. A symbol of the hydropolymer I have make it. They cannot touch me at those time because spiritually I was smell of rugby. RUGBY. This is why no one can touch me because when a spirit smell that in you, they knew that they will be like they will stick into it like a magnet, like a margarine. Like a margarine. The flies. The flies when you have a RUGBY in your paper and then you put that into that thing and then into the paper and then the fly comes in there, they just sticks there. That's why they don't come near me. Which is spiritually, it was Merkaba also. You got it, women? I need to undergo water sufferings before I could make this, because hydropolymer is adhesive type of foam dressing. So as soon as I reaches on earth, I had to travel by waters through deserted areas. Deserted areas. The lowest part of the desert, which is streams of the earths. Women, the bottom of the worlds where you are, it's streams. It is surrounded by waterfalls, women. So once I formed these things, after G and the mom gives me what I needed and would let Pater know, usually, when I form these things, the hydropolymer like this, I just said, when I have formed this, And then I asked G to give me what I needed to, he gives me what I need in the world, So mom would, his mother's mother always crying, be careful, daughter, come back, like this. So, women, the hydropolymer permalinas it was made as like a man to act and to be, like a man, for the fifth element, women. Spiritually a woman, but physically a man in the woman. You get this, women? Huh? An alien man that becomes a woman to act like a man that becomes one. You got this? Because, women, the way to defeat evil is to act like a man. You can't that giverish of the world you have. It is nothing. Spirit is something you can't and shall not dare to mess with. Don't dare to mess a spirit, because a spirit can do more to you. For them, you are just nothing. You're just a puppet to anyone around you. Remember again, there are spirits of great evil, there is spirit of great darkness, there are spirits of goodness. So every time I go down, I make cakes for Father not to look for me, because he always look for me when he gets back, always look for me. So every time, I make cakes before I go away, and I make sure that he won't be wondering. So I'll just always make, I leave it to you, I just say, I leave it to you, So when I come back as a resurrected stones and act like someone else's because of the hydropolymer smell, I act like someone else's because of that hydropolymer smell, like rugby. Took me 2 days to receive the 5th to 18th elements. I say elements. Took me 2 days, you call 3, to receive the 5th. Because I am element. Sa bonus, because spiritually I was working as a woman that this cell. And then this cell, and then that's my other spirit. So that's when also I birthed up as to someone else, this is the work I've been doing with Moses also, spiritually and physically, spiritually and physically, which is my unoiled 10 virgins, which means I can multiply into other 10. You get that, women? It means those 10 elements of mine, I can multiply it into 10, which is the work invisible, while the spirit is visible. So my 7th spirit was working as Michael, Gabriel, and then the other 10 was working invisible. You got that, women? Invisible to the spirit. Invisible to the spirit, because it's like this. When you are what you are, I am the God Almighty, women. I can be visible and I can be invisible even to the spirits. So for I am, and he is, for I am, he. You got it, women? So, when I catches Moses, into that time also, it was also the time when, for the spirit, many things you can do in the realm in just a matter of time. Which is segundo, seconds. I still remember now how he stole my horn. Horn is when he when he comes down from heaven, and then he was wearing that horn in his head. it was my vehicle. It was my helmet. It was my helmet, women. So, these elements that this stole from me is elements I've given to a human's body. It was a human's body, but because it was given to a human's body, which is distilled, and then they wanted them, but I came to get it spiritually, which is didn't have no idea what happened to it. It was element stones from a bronze sarcophagus, which is, it was like a physical bullet from a 45 caliber on the back of the human forms, but spiritually, it was all I need to fully accuse Nephilim from stealing my narratrice, to fully judged, where I kept me. Because they keep stealing, they keep robbing me, until the time of this end. This is why all of this here now, this is just his granddaughters, like this, granddaughters, all that. His granddaughters, those who are stealing. So the name Jesus means of sarcophagus, a bronze bullet, which is a carved stones, color reddish, and like color reddish, a bronze stone like color reddish. So, spiritually, it was my vehicle for battle, which is like a starship. It was my vehicle. That's when I started making my vehicles that no one cannot get or destroy. No one can destroy a sarcophagus bullet, bronze bullet, carved stones. Was my starship. This is what we do in space. Deities fight. Deities fight. You get it, women? Women, this is why I was taught to fight for this. When it was time for Father to send me into earth, which is the time of GSUS, it was the fully grown woman inside it. But time to time, I keep changing because I'm a spirit that, like a flower, when the other one needs to sleep, it will sleep. And then after 3 days, like this, women, it will sleep for 3 days, and then the other one will, a lotus, the lotus, women? Like that, and then it will comes back again, and then the other lotus petals will get back to like that. Poinsettia, women. It will go back, and then it will make another one, and then I have 17 spirits altogether, but there's only 7 that are visible to another spirit, which is the other 10 is invisible. I say this, envies. So, that's the reason why I become angel of Philadelphia. To defeat the great darkness that is going on earth for 1,000. I just keep living in being, women, until it was time for me to speak up. Because every time they just keep trying to destroy me. But over time, I become just like you. Which is, different thing is, I keep my heart holy. Why I am the judge? Because Gabriel knows my incarnations. Michael knows my sufferings. Hannah knew what I go through. My other archangel knew what I'm up to, because they say I'm on. You got it, women? So the name Jesus women comes from Mary Jezebel Eth Baal that you Muslim and Christendom and the Anabaptist and etc. are worshipping. She is the ancient evil. She is the ancient serpent. You get it? Written in your book. You get it, women? I am synonyms. Meaning women synonyms. Who gives me the names? GSUS. From hypnosis to synonyms. You becomes. Who are you? You got it? Again, I'm not forcing you to believe me. It's up to you. It's your will and I'm out of it. I say what I want to say. I've been telling you this. But if you cannot open your eyes, there's nothing more I can do. Because I say, the Son of Man will come before I finish judging the earth. When I say Son of Man, women, is my man who did not undergo in the belly, but received the body and right feet. It was from my GSUSU called vehicle. It was right feet for him. It was feet enough for him to get them after my archangel carried for him.